Good morning. My name is Phares K, and I'm going to be presenting my research question. To what extent can advertising and social media affect public opinion, influencing voting decisions in the United States in the 2016 election? The significance of my question is that the use of digital media has reached an all-time high. As of today, over 81% of the world's population has internet access. Advertising, along with social media, has led to people changing their opinions on specific things, such as presidential elections. The graph on my right shows an example of this. As you can see, in the past 19 years, internet access in the continent of Asia has increased exponentially. My claim to the question is, digital media and advertising can completely change important decisions that we make, such as our choice of vote in the 2016 election. My first stimulus source I'm using is social media and the movement of ideas. This source talks about how ideas spread through social media. It says that social media is not just a communication tool, it is also a connection tool. This means that social media can also be used to connect and integrate different social groups. This source relates to my question because it also tells how social media can spread ideas about certain things, such as the 2016 presidential election. As we can see in this line graph, presidential candidate Hillary Clinton's popular trend on Twitter closely predicted her national poll result. This is a clear example of how social media encouraged something which led to others following them. Advertising also plays a big part of elections. With good advertising, a bad person is able to use rhetoric to bring support for their side. This graph is another example of this. As you can see, it shows the amount spent by each political party in the major battleground states. And as you can see, Team Clinton spent more on average than Team Trump. During elections, campaigns are reduced to social media stream. Candidates and other important figures in society are deemed only as relevant as their last post. Relevance on social media was key in the 2016 election. Smartphones reshaped the way in which we read news. Majority of individuals today learn about current affairs through the social media. The solution to the question provided is, social media and advertising both play huge roles in presidential elections. As per the previous data, it supports my claim. Hillary Clinton spent more on advertising and digital media, and thus she received approximately 3 million more votes than Donald Trump. This result could not have been reached without the extensive use of political rhetoric and advertising. And this infographic supports what I just said. As you can see, 52% of respondents said social media had some impact on their voting decisions. 28% of Democrats said social media significantly impacted their voting decision. And 80% of respondents reflected that social media has at least some impact on public policy outcomes, including gun control, immigration, or trade. Thank you. What are your questions?
All right, Phares, I got 2 questions for you. First up, what evidence did you gather that you didn't use, and then why did you choose not to use it?
I had some more evidence on each political party and how social media kind of led more people to follow them, but I didn't decide to use it because it was kind of unnecessary data and it didn't really pertain to my claim.
All right, next up, if you had more time, what additional research would you have done?
If I had more time, I would have done additional research on different forms of social media, because some forms of social media, like I said earlier, some of them are used for communication, some of them are used to connect and integrate different people, and some of them can be used for other things such as business and networking, such as LinkedIn.
You're done, brother.